This is the Brian Brown Yeager-M. This was loaned to me by Brian Brown. He was nice enough to send this to me after our interview, and I was talking about how, oh, someday, I guess at Blade Show, I'll meet you and I'll get to hold one of your knives. And I swear I was not hinting, but he immediately offered to send me a couple of knives to check out, which I thought was really cool and very generous. And I really enjoyed my conversation with Brian. I thought he was a really humble, cool guy, and just someone you can look at and say, well, here's someone who had a dream and worked and made it happen, took a risk and made it happen. And that's always inspirational to me, as is this high hollow grind on this beautiful Reate-made Jaeger M. This is a special one. This one has, he sent me some information. This one has the Fanatic Edge crosshatch milling. So Fanatic Edge did some beautiful knurling on the show side of this. And then Mokuti kit. So including this pivot collar and really nice looking clip. And these clips work really well. His other, the clip on the Raptor is much like that. I also like how he does this very subtle branding and makes good use of this void, which can frequently, I don't know, I prefer it on the inside because this is perfectly done. But sometimes when this void here that makes the lock bar spring in and out is under the clip, it grabs onto your pants when you pull it out because the seam of your pants pocket is thicker and it gets bunched up in that area. Anyway, so this thing is I find this to be a very, very attractive knife. I love straight-edged knives. I love Wharncliffes. You might call this a cleaver, but he calls it a Wharncliffe. And yeah, you got the straight edge and you have the front portion slanting down from the top. It's just less stabby than other Wharncliffes, but beautifully ground by Reate Knives. A very nice, thin, hollow, high hollow grind, really making use of the hollow grind, not just for ceremony or for looks. And then I am a big, big fan of Reate's machine satin and their grind lines. I just think it's really, really great. So what is this knife? This is M390 steel, hollow ground. You've got a really nice void for finger flicking, or you can pinch it and slow thumb roll it, or yeah, you can thumb flick it. That's not too comfortable to me. To me, this is optimized for that rear finger flick, or it's got great flipper action too. And this has the kind of flipper action I really like, where it feels like bearings going out, and then it feels like really smooth washers going back in. I have my Crystal Aurora is like that, and recently I've discovered a couple of other knives that have an action like that, and I really appreciate it. I do get a thrill out of the guillotine drop shut kind of knives, but I think I prefer this right here. It kind of feels like a super high tuned flipper going out, and then more like a Sebenza coming back in, very smooth on the bearings, but not falling shut. So, well, I guess anyone with eyes can see this is a very well considered and sculpted design, very nicely executed by Reate. Look at that. Perfectly centered. I love that swedge on top of the blade. The handle, how do I feel about the handle? I'm not a big fan of the double finger choils. Here it's pretty comfortable, though, yeah, I guess I feel it a little bit there. But I like that you can be flexible and come up here. You can use a little bit of this sharpening choil for your finger there. But for me, let's see, I think this is the most comfortable position. So if I'm right up to this flipper tab, In a more, what do you call it, saber grip, it doesn't work as well for me. But this is not a point-oriented knife. You're not going to be in a saber grip as much as you might be in this sort of grip or this sort of grip. It's very comfortable like this and very comfortable like this. Like I said, saber grip. Actually, if you're way back here, yeah, but I'm not sure what you would use that for. Maybe cutting a very thin string under high tension, say holding up a Christmas tree to the roof of a car. You might go like this, ting, and that would work. Anyway, so I love the knurling texture. This is not on offer on the new one. He had a very successful pre-order a little while back, and they're expecting delivery of the new Jaeger M's, according to the website, end of April 2022. And from the look of it, there are 16 different variations with all sorts of really nicely done inlays that follow the contour of the handle. This, of course, is just a special and rare bird, and I'm very happy to have it for a moment in time. By the way, not that you would ever use this knife like this, but it's very comfortable in this grip. And I always try a knife, even if you're not going to use it like that, but I always try a knife in this grip, and I could tell before I even tried it that this is going to just feel good. So it does. All right, great work knife, I would imagine. Let me show you the prototype that he got from when he was shopping the design around to see who his OEM would be. And he ended up going with Reate. As he mentioned, they do a really nice, high, very thin hollow grind. And he wanted that to be a hallmark of his knives because of the cutting performance. This is the knife version, and you can't feel it, but it's a heavier, feels more, well, solid. Not that this feels unsolid, but this has lightning pockets on both sides of the handle, and this one does not. Oh, it does. It does. That's right. It does. It feels like it doesn't. This thing, it feels like a chunk, I gotta say. And maybe some of that is because they also do a hollow grind here, but not as high and not as thin. Look at that. And it looks like the overall blade stock is a little bit thicker. No, it wouldn't be, because they would be following his specs. Both of them are cool. Actually, it's really a nice little privilege to have the opportunity to compare these two prototypes. And this though that it didn't make the cut, is pretty nicely built knife, and I like the subtle bronze details there, and I think the clip is sort of bronzed, but just really cool to have in hand. So nice Wharncliffe knives. This one is like a straight razor, and well, I'll put these both out here. Let me show it with a couple of other Wharncliffes of note. Or here, actually, I'm going to put this away because this is the final. This is the knife as it shipped, except fancied up. This is another Brian Brown that he loaned me. This is the Raptor. Love this thing. Beautiful. This is Bjorkman's Twist Damasteel and Mokuti, also produced by Reate. Also has that out like bearings, in like washers feel that I like. So there's that. And then the Reate K2, that's my other Reate, and my second Reate is this antimatter here by Arcane Designs. Look, I love their grinds. I love their machine satin. Reate really does know how to make a knife, huh? All right, so that. And then a couple of Wharncliffes of note. Here it is with the XM18 Wharncliffe. Much stabbier Wharncliffe, if you will. This reminds me more of a straight razor. This reminds me more of, I don't know, Saks or something like that. And then here it is with the Arcane Design Ingress. This is a prototype, and also about the same cutting edge, very straight edge blade. Another great utility user, as well as exotic looker, which I think this has as well. And then this really cool thing from Sencut. It's not really a Wharncliffe, but about the same size. You got a belly and kind of a Wharncliffe-y blade. I like this knife a lot. So there is that, and I think that is that. So I'm going to bring this out for the final shot here, but look at these beautiful knives. This is the Jaeger M by Brian Brown. You can go to his website and see, well, I guess that one is closed, but that was closed a while ago, the pre-order. But no doubt, since that one did so well, he's going to keep going, keep building, keep doing more knife drops, production knife drops with Reate, no doubt. Oh, look at that. Man, this is so beautiful. Now I have to put it in a box and send it back with the other one and the Raptor. Good kind of problem to have. All right, have a good one.